Welcome in, everybody. We're going to be playing some Mass, a new generation. I'm Timbo the Wizard. My pronouns are he, him. I stream over on Twitch, and I'm going to be the lovely game runner. But even more lovely are the lovely people that are joining me. How many times can I say lovely? To start the night, to start our introductions, we're going to start over with DominoRGB, aka Sen. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is DominoRBG. The RBG doesn't really stand for anything. My pronouns are he, they, and soon I will be streaming on my own channel here on Twitch, twitch.tv/DominoRBG. And I will be playing Send. She is the Bull Playbook. She is a genetically modified human that has a big heart and an even bigger stomach. Uh, yeah.
Excellent, beautiful. And swiftly moving on, Sean, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your character?
Yes, hello. My name is Sean. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Annie, who is in her superhero time known as the Jade Zephyr, but she has a secret identity. Annie, in her normal life, is a junior in college, majoring in environmental science, and she discovered some hidden talents she had, including teleportation and supernatural senses, and now uses her powers to try to save the world not only through environmental science but through fighting crime as the Jade Zephyr.
Excellent. And Werewolf, why don't we dive into a little bit about Wudge, shall we?
Hello, my wonderful friends. We survived the audio apocalypse. My name is Wherewolfbf. I am one of the Knights of the Bantam. I hang out here on this channel. I also have my own channel, Wherewolfbf. You can find me on basically all socials with that tag. And today I'm playing a wonderful little friend named Wudge. Wudge is heir ascendant to the crown of Cynthia, flower of the Moonlit Valley, navigator of the 23 Marias, carrier of the lunar mantle, diviner of basaltic lands, and maker of moonquakes. But you can just call them Wudge.
Amazing.
I'm playing the Outsider playbook, and they're a prince from the moon.
Fantastic. Beautiful. I love it. And what were your pronouns, friend?
Oh yeah, just like Wudge, my own pronouns are they them. Thank you.
Beautiful. Excellent. You're very welcome. And World's Cutest Gamer, why don't we dive backwards through time, maybe, and learn a little bit about Revert?
Hey, hi y'all. I'm the world's cutest gamer. Yes, that is an official title. Yes, I did give it to myself. I stream on Twitch. I stream a lot of indie games with the penchants for mystery stuff. And, it's just, it's a lot of fun to do there. I'm playing Revert today. He is a Nova. He has the ability to send things back in time, inanimate, immaterial, like non-living objects. You could do it with living objects. It doesn't turn out well sometimes. And, he's here. He's excited. More importantly for Revert, besides the time powers, is he recently reached 1,000 followers, so now can go live on his streams. And also, he has been followed by he's been followed by a few famous superheroes. They're like follow backs. It's fun. It's great.
Amazing. Yes. And last but certainly not least, we have Tech Ranger playing a somewhat spooky figure. Tell us about yourself.
Hi everyone, Tech Ranger Seventh. Rather new to the Knights of the Bantam here. Kind of a new initiate, first time that I've gotten into to streaming here. I'll be actually playing Benjamin Brone, who goes by Ghost Knight. He is a legacy. His family is usually of the more brighter sun type powers, but he was not born into that same lineage, it seems. He eventually gained his powers through an unfortunate happenstance, and is attempting to find his place in the hero world.
Excellent. Beautiful. So we start our game with a comic book, a camera descends slowly onto the front page, and on the front page of that cover is the five of y'all all standing there in triumphant pose. We find y'all almost like seemingly back to back. You're pushed up against a wall, edged into a corner, shall we say, against a shadowy figure in a flowing robe. Their silhouette is visible as they're floating there, hanging in the sky. And we find y'all on top of a skyscraper with with the perspective looking down onto the landscape of the city, and we see that the city is in like an absolute state of ordeal. Like half of the city is like frozen, the other half is completely flooded, and the final half of 150% of the city is like earth spikes, and the ground is like ripping apart. Buildings have toppled over and have fallen in, and we kind of see we see all y'all kind of there like squared up. All your collective dukes have been raised against this mysterious foe, this mysterious adversary. And y'all are looking badass. Y'all are looking stylish as hell in your superhero outfits, all posed up and just ready for whatever may come next against this shadowy adversary. And as we open the cover of the page, the first page of the comic is this beautiful like splash screen, like the absolute intricate and ordeal pages that you get in graphic novels of just the entire cover, and it's this beautiful landscape of the city, and it's like Halcyon City, and it's shining. And in the text up in the top corner, we see text that says "House, welcome to beautiful Halcyon City." And then like the next panel down below is like of some beautiful gardens, and like with some beautiful topiary plants, and like a lovely lovely rose garden. It says home of beautiful gardens and lovely parks. And then the next panel is of like this shining, like gleaming factory district, and like everything is like shining and perfect, and there's like levels of automation, and like robots are moving around and stuff, and like building things. And the text says, innovators of technology, both large and small. And then it cuts to a close-up on like a poster, and in that poster is like this golden gleaming hero, almost like if the like the golden Oscar statue, if that was like a real person, like Goldman. Basically Goldman is there, standing there like posing like Adonis, right? And he looks incredibly muscular, and the poster says annual Halcyon City Young Heroes Tournament. Come one, come all. And you see it's like got the little ticker tape at the bottom where it's like all cut up individually, and you can take one like to call it later, and it's all been just completely ripped off, right? And the text says, and home to one of the most exciting competitions that the world knows. And then it will cut to like a storefront, and in the storefront there's like several televisions all stacked on top of each other with a news broadcast going up. And on the news broadcast, there are two individuals, both sharply dressed, a man and a woman. And it appears like we cut into them like mid conversation, and they're talking about the local superpower tournament, and what's going to be, and the exciting events that are going to be occurring. There's even they're like having a little bit of tete-on-tete back and forth, talking about placing bets on possibly up and coming heroes such as maybe the Jade Zephyr, or possibly Revert. But there's also talk of a few other heroes to be keeping their eyes on in the tournament, such as uh, Lumen Claw, and uh, uh, and the Shell Serpent, all individuals who could possibly win this year. But as the camera sweeps past and we continue, we come to focus on Send. What are you up to right now?
Send is currently drinking a comically big taro boba tea. And she is probably with Revert just asking him questions about what he's posting, what he's taking pictures of, and what what the purpose of it all is.
Oh, absolutely. I imagine you have like basically what would be the equivalent of like a milk gallon jug of boba tea.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. It is more boba than any one person should ever consume in one sitting, and she's just whatever. It's fine.
Amazing. And what's Revert drinking over at this tea lounge?
Reaver is also drinking a large boba tea, but it's more expensive. There's like little glitter in it. Had to pay a little bit extra for that, and he's just swiping through his phone. He just keeps talking. Oh, they're gonna be at the tournament. They're gonna be at the tournament. He just keeps going, not even looking up from it. And he also like stops every once in a while to like adjust the glasses on his face, and he's like, "So, do you think this is like good branding? Do you think this is like iconic? Do you think people would be like Reaver, the guy with the heart-shaped glasses? It's really gonna work for me, right?"
Oh no, totally. Everybody loves heart glasses. It's the thing. It's it's unique to say the least.
Yeah, yeah, it is. This is gonna be it. After this, follower count at least like 2,000. You think? Right?
Sure, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It will be.
Oh yeah. Mm, mm. Excuse me. Just going to take a drink here. Yeah.
And
Mm.
as Sen is taking a pull off of their boba tea, a couple of smaller, maybe prepubescent individuals come up and they come up to you, Revert, and they look very bashful and shy, and they go, co, co, are you Revert?
I am Revert. Are you fans?
We're big fans. You saved that tapioca factory the other day, and we love tapioca.
Yeah, that was definitely not an accident that I saved that. But yeah. Do you want me to do some cool time stuff? I have an hourglass in my pocket. I use to send the stuff back up in the hourglass. That's fun.
Oh yeah, and they'll watch enraptured.
Yeah, I'll make a big show of it. Like, look at this! Throw it up in the air, catch it again. The sand hasn't really moved much, but I send it back up instead.
Amazing. And they'll ask for like a selfie once you're done performing your trick.
Oh, 100%. I'm putting some great filters on it. We all look like cats. I post it like getting ready for the tournament. Met some fans outside the boba place. The happening one. It's great. Check out my glitter boba. It cost a lot. It's really good. New glasses. Think they're working.
Does Sen get in on the selfie?
Sind is too busy trying not to crumple to the floor laughing. She is just going to let Revert soak up this limelight, but she is dying that they recognize them from the tapioca job. Of all jobs, the tapioca factory. Oof. Big time.
I'm also feeling that way. I'm just not mentioning it.
Amazing. All right. And with that, the camera the next panel is of let's say of the Jade Zephyr. What's Annie up to right now?
Yeah, so Annie right now is in the library. She is un-Jade Zephyr'd. She is just Annie, and she is frantically trying to finish an essay for her biology class midterm that she just knows if she doesn't do it now, she won't be able to work on during the tournament. So she's frantically trying to get this like 20-page research paper done, and is on like her third cup of coffee, so her hands are like pretty shaky at this point. And she's clearly been there like all day.
Oh, definitely. I feel like at this point maybe the Annie is studying very hard in their university, and at this point I feel like the professor walks up, Professor Callum, and he goes, "Oh, always so hard at your studies, young one."
I mean, I have to be. It's half of my life.
Yes. I'm sure it seems that way now. I hate to. I don't want to be as so open in such a public place, but is that and he kind of side eyes towards like a very large poster of the tournament that is for some reason in the library.
Yeah, I'm gonna. She's gonna like gesture down to this like duffel bag she has next to her and be like, "I've got it right here. Don't worry. I promise I'm ready."
He'll grunt and he'll nod at that and say, I admire your dedication to saving the planet, but as one who, without the gifts that you seem to have, I myself ran into a bit of an issue saving the world without them, but maybe with you. And he'll kind of like trail off like ponderously.
I appreciate how much you believe in me, but seriously, if I don't finish this paper, I have I think 12 hours left, so I'll come find you the second I'm done, and yeah.
Yeah, yes, right. He says rather gruffly, and he gives you like a nod, and he trundles off.
I appreciate all of your advice and wisdom. And then she'll just bury her head back into her book.
He'll do like a like an old man kind of like not even looking, just like a hand wave, right?
Oh God. Okay.
And with that, the page turns, and we're with Wudge. What's Wudge up to?
What's Wudge?
So Wudge was definitely walking with Sind and Revert. They have their own little boba. But that's definitely in the past tense because there was just a beautiful smelling pizza joint that they walk past, got like the garage door that opens up kind of thing. And has totally left the conversation with Sind and Revert, who are like several blocks down the street now. And so they're standing there and okay, so I want to do a large pizza and I want pineapple, I want black olives, and I want as many anchovies as you can ethically put on this pizza.
So you want the usual? We started naming that pizza the Wudge, right?
After me?
Yeah, after you. You always order it.
Oh, well, Wudge is back on my home, at my home, on the moon. Wudge is just such a common name. It's like, it's really cool, like flattering that like you named it after me, though. That's really exciting.
Oh, I mean, we were calling it like Moon Person Pizza for a while, but we figured Wudge was a little bit more respectful.
I do appreciate that. Yeah. I'm just gonna get the regular, take it to go.
Hey, give me one give me one Wudge, hot at the press. And he'll call to the back. Did you want a drink with that, young alien?
No, it's okay. I have this tea. I think it's I think they called it a MOBA. Yeah, it's fun.
Oh yeah,
I almost died
one
drinking it, but it's fun.
I think I had one of them MOBA teas before. They got something chewy in them. Not my bag, but I can respect it.
And I think like they grab their pizza and they're like walking down the street trying to catch up with Sind and Revert, just fully demolishing this pizza.
Yeah,
like
I
I'm gonna
imagine
say,
by the
yeah,
Sorry, go on.
by the time they get back to the other two, they have like a single slice left.
Yeah. You go to open the box and there's just like one piece left.
Yeah, literally.
Amazing. I love it already. And with that, the page turns once more and we find ourselves on Ghost Knight. What's Ghost Knight up to?
So, true to form, Ghost Knight is kind of he's walking down the street, and he gets to a crossing, and he sees this little old lady who seems to be struggling with some of the groceries or the latest shopping that she's been through, and he asks her, "Hey, would you like me to help you out there?" And thinking to himself, you know what? Even the smallest things to a hero are very important. And so, yeah, he begins to help this little lady.
Oh yeah. Oh, such a kind young man. Those Golden Age heroes, they were all about the helping of the elderly. I looked up to them so much in my youth, and you remind me of the good old Golden Age heroes.
Oh, well, thank you very much. But really, I mean, it's the least I could do, and I really do appreciate everything that you can do, and let me be of some assistance to you.
Thank you, young man. Can I get a selfie with you for my Instagram?
I mean, that's cool. And then he kind of gives this awkward smile, like he's not really used to posing. And he's got his kind of hood up, and his face is a little bit darkish, but he does pose for the selfie, but kind of when she takes the selfie, it's almost as though his face is just too dark, and you can't really make out
Mhm.
too many of the features. But he'll pose for the selfie.
The other nanas are gonna go wild when when I show them this. Just you wait. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, you're welcome, and you have a great day.
And she'll like,
Oh.
she'll do like the old lady thing of like giving you like a hug, and like it's a very nice like grandma hug. You know how
Oh yeah,
grandma
he
hugs are.
he appreciates it. His family doesn't really kind of pay too much attention to it, so he actually kind of leans into the hug a little bit and is like,
Oh,
I really do appreciate it.
oh, that's so sweet. Very nice. And it's a very nice and lovely scene as the little old lady walks off, very happy to have met a nice young superhero. Um, and I think with that, like, I think we have like a multi-panel of everybody's like kind of phones going off collectively, with like a timer being like the tournament starts soon.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, no, wait, that's on Saturday. That's Saturday. Wait a minute.
Oh right. Wrong alarm.
By soon, does that mean like immediately packing up and heading over, or is that like tomorrow? Get ready.
Yeah, I mean, I figure like pretty much like thematically we could just cut to the beginning of
Oh
the
yeah,
tournament, like
yeah,
into the
yeah,
locker room. So I think like yeah, the scene of everybody's phones goes off, and then like next panel, everybody's kind of in like the locker room, all kind of vibing and sitting together as the show is kind of like beginning to ramp up and like the start time is. Y'all are in like the green room.
I'm
Yeah.
perusing their collection of energy drinks. I assume they're all named Blast Energies. I've grabbed
Yeah.
one. I'm finding a place with good lighting. I'm asking Sen to like at least look at the phone and maybe take the photo if they want to.
Sind is finishing up putting on her costume, which honestly just looks like a more functional version of a Sailor Senshi Seifuku, except she is wearing Doc fucking Martens because like they're we're here for style. And so after she pulls on her gloves, she picks up Revert's phone and just like very carefully is taking pictures, trying to get it just right because she knows that if she doesn't take them right the first time, he will continue to ask her to take pictures, and she's not here for it right now.
Oh, these look great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I start editing them immediately.
You have a problem. It actually no, it's not even a problem. It's an addiction. Like seriously.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Are you going to do anything about it?
Later, I think is probably a good.
Oh yeah, later. Okay, yeah, we'll just keep kicking that down the road. It's fine. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's great. You know what? I'm gonna go get some water.
Hey, we could
Do they have
send it
snacks in here?
further, right? They do. They have a lot of snacks over there. Just like a little pile over there. A lot of name brand theme stuff. If you're gonna grab a Blast Energy, I want to take a photo of you. So.
Do we get paid for that?
Exactly.
Not yet, but that's the whole thing I'm going for. Blast Energy loves sponsoring young heroes. Some of them might get a flavor of their own, Revert,
Or
rhubarb,
or
raspberry.
Rhubarb. You know what? No. Live your best life. Go for it.
Thank you so much.
You
I
make
appreciate
happen.
that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll be over here, and if you try to take a picture of me while I'm drinking this drink, I will put you through the wall. Okay.
That's
I
understood.
think while Revert is distracted, while Revert is distracted looking at his phone, I think Jade Zephyr, who's now fully costumed, is gonna teleport behind him, tap on his shoulder, and teleport back to where she was to try to mess with him.
100% works on me. I'm looking at my phone. I turn around, like, huh? Wait.
Just sipping an energy drink.
Okay, so Earthfan 420, is that you?
Me?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Okay. I mean, if I start putting that at in the pictures, it's gonna be all right, right?
I mean, for whoever it belongs to, I'm sure they'll love it.
All right. Okay. Understood.
You've asked me this 100 times, and I will never tell you my handle.
Oh, eventually get it right. Like process of elimination.
I mean, Well, yeah, there's only so many letters in the alphabet, but that's going to take you forever, and I'm willing to wait.
It's almost like I have control over time. I can do this.
The second he turns back around, I'm going to teleport again and tap him on the shoulder.
I'll play along.
So Ben goes through his donning of his uniform, and oddly enough, he doesn't really show up with anything ever, and he just seems to have everything. And he goes over to this darkened corner and kind of starts psyching himself up a little bit, and all of a sudden he just kind of rushes right into the this dark shadowy corner, and he disappears. And then all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later, he pops right back out of it. But he's got on this very dark, gray, almost black cloak on, and then all of his clothes seem to have darkened, and his face is completely covered, and he's completely changed for the event. He's like, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this."
Ooh,
Uh,
edgy.
hey Ben.
Yeah.
And Wudge steps forward, and they're kind of like they're just in like a full sweatsuit, like a hoodie that is just like gray and
Wow.
like gray sweats. It is like the most boring outfit you've ever seen. Ben, why does everyone dress up? I feel like I still know who everyone is. Like, I mean, like just look at their face. Like you can tell, like I can tell that's still you.
Wait, really? And he seems a little bit concerned about that, but
Yeah.
but
Are you
I don't know. I just
are
kind of use it
humans
as
that bad
kind of
at
protection.
are humans that bad at recognizing faces that you can just put on like a little mask and everyone's like, "Who is it?"
You know, that's a really good point. Um, and maybe we are.
Okay, well, I just wore comfy clothes, so I'm ready.
So while all y'all are doing like your pre-tournament chill, your relaxation, your wind up, your warm up, if you will, more people are entering into this like green room area. You see like several of the young heroes. Probably not all the ones that are going to be in the tournament because you know that there are several groups, but there's like a few in here that are probably sharing this green room with y'all. You'll see one is like an individual that is their skin is coated in scales and their face is kind of pointed, almost like a pangolin a little bit. You see another individual who like they look like a fairly normal human, but their hair is just fire and it's just burning up above where their hair would normally be.
Cool.
You see another and a few other individuals are kind of just vibing in this room with y'all as y'all are just kind of waiting for the tournament to begin.
Would I have recognized the kid with the fiery hair?
Yeah, I feel like you would probably recognize him. He's not a hero. He's a little bit more of like a vigilante. He's not registered with the hero agency. But he does do heroing work. It just usually there's a level of collateral associated with him. His name is Hothead.
Okay. So Ben was a little bit more preoccupied or worried that he might see his brother or his little brother at this type of event. This is the type of thing that his parents really like to get him out and about to kind of meet everyone and for the family legacy.
Yeah, I feel like that would definitely be a concern of yours, absolutely, especially since like they don't really talk to you because to them you don't have powers, right? They don't really talk to you about heroing or tournaments or things of this nature. So if your brother was going to be in the tournament, you would be out of the loop.
Okay.
Um so with that, I think so. There are several like in this waiting room. There are several TVs like posted up on the walls, and all of them flick on like immediate at the same time. And on the wall, there's like the same individuals from the opening of the comic, a man and a woman, very well dressed. and it introduces them, and the man goes, "Greetings and welcome to Halcyon City Tournament Watch. I'm Chris Christopherson," and the woman goes, "And I'm Jane Janel. Welcome to the tournament. We're excited to bring you this year 2021 live Halcyon high powered tournament. Let's with this is the young hero division, so we're gonna see who's going to be the next level of heroes, the next generation, shall you say? Isn't that right, Chris?" And Chris Lawson is to say, "Ah, ha, ha, you know it, Jane. This year we have something special for them: a fully recreated version of Halcyon City." At which point, like, it cuts to a camera feed, and it's like a helicopter view. And so we see Halcyon City in the background, but there's a second Halcyon City, and it's like a complete replica, and it's a 1-to-1 scale replica, but it's out in the middle of the sea instead of it being landlocked. And the camera or the helicopter is kind of flying all over it, and they said, and you hear Chris's voice saying, "That's right, a fully realized version of Halcyon City for the heroes to battle, quote unquote, battle their way through. But what will they be battling? And Mother Nature herself." And and Chris will like snap his fingers, at which point, like, basically chaos will happen on the video screen. A third of the landscape will just like a blizzard will pop out basically out of nowhere and just completely start to cover the landscape in snow and ice. The trees become like sheer icicles with and the sign poles, and stop signs, they all just become completely coated with ice, and the snow begins to just cover everything. And another third, like the third with the bay, or the third with the ocean and the ports, all just like the ocean rushes inward and completely floods over everything, and housing districts and the factories, they all just become completely submerged. And then in the final third, the earth just begins to churn and open up, and like buildings flip over, or buildings fall down, and like the ground rips open and into these huge fissures. And Chris will continue, and he will say, or sorry, and then Janel will say, "Yes, that's right. The nature itself has turned against the city, and the heroes will have to act in the state of a natural disaster. But I know what you're saying. Aren't there people in there? That's where you're wrong. Or are you?" And then it will cut to like a Vitruvian man style photo, except instead of it being a person, it's a robot, and with like a big TV head. And it's and Janel will say, "These robots are specially created by Gamazon in order to simulate 1-to-1 ratio of a human. These will allow us to have surrogate people and allow our young heroes to save individuals without putting anyone into mortal danger." Um, and then Chris will go, "But they're just robots, right, Jano? They can't possibly feel." And Jano will go, "That's where you're wrong, Chris. Thanks to patented Gamazon technology, these robots, in fact, do feel pain." And
Oh God.
at which point Chris will be like, "Oh geez, Janel, is that ethical?" And Janel will just shrug, and he goes, "Well, let the show go on. We're going to be dumping 10 groups of heroes into this city, and they're going to try to rescue as many people." And he'll do like air quotes around people. It's a very robot racist stream, as you might be able to tell. They hate the the heroes will attempt to save as many people as possible. They will earn points for as many heroic deeds as possible, with even greater points earned for saving of property values, because we all know property value is very important. And they'll both just look at the camera, and they'll like say "very important" simultaneously in like a deadpan way, before cutting back. And with that, we'll go to our introductions. At which point, like, the door to the waiting room opens, and like a tech comes in with like a headset on. And he goes, "Who is this here? Send, Jade, Zephyr, Wudge, Revert, Ghost Name. What was y'all's group name again?"
No.
Dang it.
Oh fuck.
So we talked about a lot of options.
We had a list.
I didn't know that we needed a name for this.
I see that you wrote down placeholder for your name. I've never heard of a group called Placeholder. I
Yeah.
assume that was in fact a placeholder.
It was
Is your group
indeed
name?
a placeholder. It
I
was
wrote it
not
in
the
pencil.
name.
We can erase that.
Oh
Thank
well, I have it in
goodness.
pen here.
Who wrote
Ooh.
it in pen? I'm looking at
Who used
everyone.
the
Who
pen?
wrote it in pen?
Don't look at me. Where am I going to put a pin in this costume? Why didn't I put
Ditto.
pockets in this thing?
Come on, guys. We can think. We can do this.
Um,
First thing that comes to your mind, just throw it out there. We can do this.
Teen Girl Squad.
Temporary.
Misfit Avengers.
We could go with the Misfits.
I'm down for that.
Temporary
five
Misfit
Zs.
Avengers with 5 Zs. Okay, temporary Misfit Avengers with 5 Zs, and he writes that down.
I love it.
This is incredible SEO.
I can't believe this.
Real quick, where are the 5 Zs? Are they? Is it on Avengers or Misfits?
I don't
I
think
just
we want to
assumed it
know.
was.
Sprinkle them
I assumed
around.
it was at the end. You know.
No, that makes sense. There's just 2 places it could have gone, and I needed to know for my own purposes. Thank you.
They're weirdly on temporary.
Hey, can we talk about this this replica Halcyon City real quick?
It's kind of unsettling, right?
You know that asshole, like, the government basically paid him to make that.
Ew.
It's weird that they yelled at us for breaking that bank that one time, and then they just did it all again here. Like,
Exactly. We got so much like shit for that.
Y'all are having this conversation while being ushered down the hallway by the tech.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. That bank was probably owned by Beth Bezos, so like, fucking.
Yeah. I mean, he basically owns half the town at this point.
Half that.
Okay, that was generous. But most of the town.
And the tech will chime in, and technically he owns this entire replica.
I'm gonna destroy this whole thing. I
I'm
wish
really
he would bring his
excited about
bald
that.
fucking face back from space.
I know.
And I will join you in that.
don't shoot at the moon, though.
had to go buy these glasses in another part of town just so he wouldn't get any money from it.
That's good thinking.
You know what's crazy? He didn't own the Pizza Hut that was next to the bank, and so no one's talking about the Pizza Hut, but I'm still really upset, and I just wanted to say
That was the thing I was most upset about.
yeah.
It's a franchise.
Yeah, but it was the closest Pizza Hut to like the majority of the places I go, and now it was our fault, but now it's gone.
I'm gonna miss that place.
Okay, but there's better pizza in the city anyway. It's
That's
fine.
not the
It's whatever.
point, Send. Come on.
There's a pizza place on the other side of town. The slices paper thin, but they put any toppings you want on it, and they'll style it in the look of your face. Like it'll be your face on the pizza. It's great.
Why would I want to eat my own face?
I don't think you're like supposed to eat the pizza.
Then why
What?
buy it?
It has your face on it. What?
But if I can't eat it, then why am I buying it?
You raise a good point. I want to once again go back to it has your face on it. Like my glasses would be big pepperonis. That's
Yeah, no,
exciting.
You're not
all
selling this
that.
for us.
That sounds awful. It sounds like the worst pizza ever.
We'll go after this, and we can go. You can't eat it.
We can
I'm
all have
eating all of
pizzas
your
that look like our
faces.
faces. Yeah.
All of your faces. I'm eating them.
Oh my god.
As long as I get to take at least 5 pictures.
As long as you don't post it while I'm like mid chew.
We still haven't addressed the fact that the robots can feel, right? We still haven't talked about that.
That is a bit creepy.
Yeah.
You know, it's even creepier that he made the robots feel, and yet he was experimenting on little girls and making it so that they couldn't. But you know, it's fine. It's whatever. Let's go.
The tech
Just roll with that.
The tech who has led y'all to the door and has been waiting for y'all to go through for the past 30 seconds will look at y'all and say, y'all look pretty weird. Why don't y'all get out there?
Hey, thanks.
Okay, boomer.
Misfits.
The tech will look at you, Wudge, and they'll bite their tongue.
Get fucking wrecked, you Moonite.
So yeah, so you guys walk out onto the stage. It's like there's a curtain there, and from behind the curtain, you can like tell that it's basically an open air area, and uh as like you hear an announcer voice going around announcing the different groups, and it gets to y'all's group, the curtain pulls open and it says, and introducing uh temporary misfit avengers with 5 Z's.
You wrote
Dopest
down the
name
with
ever.
5 Z's.
Oh wait, did they add the with 5 Z's as like part of the name? Like what are they?
I think it's part of the name.
I think it's part of it too. It's too late, you guys. Let's just go up. Oh,
my
hi.
Hey.
Just gonna wave at the cameras in the audience.
Yeah, and at this point, like a couple of like drone like buzzing cameras float down from the sky and say, and you can hear Chris and Jane's voice saying, "Oh yes, and welcome to our Eye in the Sky camera, where our patented Gamazon drones will follow the contestants around, keeping a track on them and their heroic actions." Indeed.
Timbo,
Mhm.
just for funsies, can I use my? Can I? I want to use some of my density control powers, and I want to make one of the drones really heavy,
Okay.
like instantly, just very heavy.
Sure thing. I'm gonna say that that you don't even need to roll for that. How heavy do you want it to be?
It definitely destroys one of the drones like immediately.
Okay. You just like wave your hand at it and it just plummets into the ocean. Amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't worry. At which point, Chris will say,
Property.
"See, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties with one of our drones on what was it? Temporary misfit adventures with 5Zs. Don't worry, we've got a nigh infinite supply of Gamazon drones. Thanks, Gamazon." And Chris would look straight at the camera and say, "Gamazon, for all your Gamazon needs, Gamazon." And then another drone will just kind of like fly out of like underneath the platform and like come up, and it'll look like you can tell Werewolf, or you can tell Wudge. It's like looking at you.
Sind is trying but mostly failing at hiding the look on disgust of her on her face, while she is also just like, doing your typical I'm getting ready to do vigorous physical activity stuff, cracking knuckles, stretching, that kind of business.
Yeah, Wudge just
Yeah,
kind of
no,
like blows a raspberry and does it like, nah, like
Yeah, if
Amazing.
Gamazon wasn't literally destroying the planet daily, the worst thing about it would be that its catchphrase is "for all your Gamazon needs." That doesn't even make sense.
Oh my god. Amazing. So and with that, so directly in front of the stage is like a rail, and from around the side of the rail a like tram pulls up, and you can see like on the exterior of the tram there is like a map, and it seems like this rail leads all the way around the exterior of the city, and you can choose which spot y'all want to drop at, if you want to drop in the flooded zone, the blizzard zone, or the earthquake zone.
Dropping y'all.
Where are we dropping?
It was flooded,
well,
blizzard, and what was the third one?
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Fucking hot drop. Let's go earthquake. Let's just fucking go. Let's just
Earthquake
send it.
sounds good.
yeah.
I was gonna say earthquake sounded good to me too.
Down.
Already awesome. Yeah, so all y'all pile into this fairly small tram, and it just begins to whiz off on its track. With the drones kind of puttering behind y'all. It's a fairly scenic ride as y'all are as we're riding this tram. It's not super long, as the earthquake section is fairly close to y'all, but y'all do manage to pass around the blizzard area a little bit, and you see that the entire environment there is just completely coated in ice. Like it looks like basically like whiteout conditions, right? Like it would be very difficult to see like your hand in front of your face. But you do see like a few heroes, young heroes out there. Some of them, it looks like one of them maybe has like water abilities and is like unfreezing the snow and pushing it away from buildings and trying to get like the robots out. And you see another individual is like he's turned his hands into like big shovels and he's like using them like a snow scoop and he's like digging out another house. And you see them leading these robotic humanoids into a bunker. And as Halcyon City residents proper, y'all are very much aware that Halcyon City, due to the fact that it has been absolutely fucked up by numerous alien incursions, supervillain takeovers, time travel paradoxes, multi-dimensional invasions, etc., that as a result, Halcyon is very good at protecting its citizens, and there are numerous bunkers dotted throughout the city, like no more than like 100 feet apart from each other, as a protection method for the citizens for them to run to if chaos breaks out, right? So you guys make your way along the tram before it ends up stopping at a spot in the earthquake zone, and y'all step out. It's a scene of disarray in front of y'all. The pavement has completely ripped open in sections into these huge crevasses. Buildings are like looking incredibly destabilized and weakened. Some of them have already like slumped over to the side. You also see like as you step out, there is like not a huge tremor, but there is like a little quake that you guys feel in the ground as y'all step out onto land. You also see several robots just like kind of meandering, like apparently fairly helplessly. You also hear cries coming from several buildings. The floor is kind of yours. What do y'all do? What heroics do y'all do?
Well, the meandering robots should probably be directed where to go, um, and then yeah, the scouting, I guess, as well.
We should assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, absolutely. So Sen, how are you assessing the situation? Are you like getting up high to look around, or are you like looking for something in particular? Are you what does it look like?
Uh, since she caught that there were also screams coming from the buildings, her first thought is to direct her attention towards those buildings and see whether there is any kind of damage to them that may possibly be structural, because we may want to prioritize those individuals over the ones that are just meandering on the street.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah,
And
absolutely. So it sounds like you're just kind of trying to take in as much information as possible to see what the greatest threats are and stuff like that.
yes.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and roll to assess the situation and add so that will be 2d6 dice and then add your superior score as well.
There we go.
Ooh.
Wow.
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 Nice.
Starting off the show with a crit maximum on the dice. That's a 16. Beautiful. So that means you get two lovely questions. So you can ask, what here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is the most vulnerable to me? And how could we best end this quickly?
All right. First is, who here is the most vulnerable?
I would think
And
that the answer to that, it definitely seems like the individuals in the building like quickly glancing at the building and the damage it has sustained. I feel like there's a moment in Cece's mind of like back in the library when they were looking through like architectural books, right? And like we see them flipping through like hundreds of pages really quickly, and until it gets to like a spot on the page where it talks about like structural instability in case of earthquakes and things of that nature, and you recognize you put it like a 1-to-1 of the building is like structurally unstable because of these reasons from this book that you read.
gotcha. And also, how could we best end this quickly?
Okay, I would say that
Well,
you also, oh, sorry, go on.
no, go ahead.
You know that there you know this part of town fairly well. There is a bunker like literally down the street that you could shepherd all these individuals into.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, the first thing Cece is going to do is she's going to relay the knowledge that she has to her team and stress the importance of getting everyone out of these buildings as quickly and as safely as possible because there has been significant structural damage to them. Supporting beams are cracked, if not completely broken, and we could probably devote just one person to getting the random people on the street to the bunker, but the rest of us need to focus our attention to the building.
I can focus on people on the street. I can carry a couple at a time, and I can do the flame thing. So I could do that one for sure.
I was thinking that with the Jade Zephyr's teleportation and my shadow
Oh,
teleportation, as also with my shadow control, Jade and I can rush in or kind of bamf in,
Into the
and
building, yeah.
yep, and I can also use my shadow control to create supports for the interiors, just to provide a little bit more protection, make sure that they're in no dire need, and then also get them out.
And if the
I was
building
going to
looks,
say the same thing.
like it's about to collapse, I can hold on to it for a second and maybe freeze it for or at least send it back in time like a few seconds. Something this
I
big.
was-
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, something this big, I don't know how long I can hold it for.
I was going to ask if it would be possible for you to revert key structures to an undamaged state to maybe provide a little bit more stability.
100%, absolutely. Just not the whole building.
Right. So maybe,
I mean, property is the most points, right? I was looking at my phone when they were talking about the thing. I'm sorry.
Okay, but also fuck property.
Like in
Property's not
general,
the-
yes, but I want to win, so.
Oh yeah.
I almost like to win.
I was also thinking while Wudge is helping the meandering, that he could also help point out other points where people might be stuck under as well.
a good
Keep
idea.
everything moving along as well.
Timbo, I have a question about my teleportation. Am I able, I can teleport into the building. Would I be able to teleport someone out, or will I just have to, just walk them out?
I would say that you could probably teleport one person at a time out, at least for the moment.
Okay.
It might be more taxing for you to teleport more than just yourself, but I would say that you can definitely do so at least the first few times without it being like a die roll, but maybe depending on other situational factors, it might become a die roll.
Okay, gotcha. Then yeah, I think the first couple ones I'm just gonna find someone, teleport them to the ground, and point out Wudge so that they can be directed to the bunker.
Also with my mine is more specific on shadow portals. Now that's probably going to be shadow to shadow, but how much distance do you think I could get out of that?
I mean, I think that if you can see the other shadow that you're going to, I think that that's fine, within visual range.
Okay, so mine would probably be just a one way, and I can start working on the structural.
Okay, awesome. So it sounds like Jade, Zephyr, and Ghost Knight are going into the building. Revert and Send are staying on the exterior of the building in order to hold up the building in, as well as structure heal supports via time travel.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Ghost Knight he's structurally supporting the building. Okay, cool. And Wudge is getting people to safety. Okay, excellent. So I'm gonna say that Jade, Zephyr, you're able to bamf in and out fairly easily. At least at first, you're the doorway of the building has collapsed inward, but you see a spot just beyond it that you can teleport to safely. And I feel like both you and Ghost Knight are able to get in fairly easily. Ghost Knight, if you're going to be supporting the building, go ahead and give me a unleash your powers roll as you're trying to create these shadow struts in order to prop the building up, in order to take off any significant danger from it collapsing immediately at the and go ahead and take +1 because you're acting on the information that Send gathered via their assisting situation.
All right, here we go. That's a hit.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. So um that makes it a 9. So on a 7 and a 9, mark
Oh
condition
no,
or
that is with the +1. I was able to add that into the pool beforehand.
so what
So yeah.
oh
So
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 it
when
should
yeah,
be it should be 8.
it should be 8. Yes. So
Awesome.
when you pull up the box, it gives you the option to add in extra, and I just went ahead and added that in for it.
Oh, cool. Very nice. Awesome. Yeah. So 8, that means on a 7 to 9, so mark a condition or tell the game master, or the game master will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. So you can either choose to mark a condition, which is basically like the equivalent of your health when all of your conditions are marked and you need to mark another condition, you are like out of the scene temporarily. That can be like you falling unconscious, or that can be like you being frustrated and you needing to go for like a smoke or take a walk or something like that, right? That could take different forms. So did you want to take the condition, or did you want to let me choose how it's going to be temporary or unstable?
I will take a condition because I would rather myself taking uh, the damage than other people. Um, I will go with afraid.
Okay, I think that makes
Yep.
sense because you're like
Yeah.
the building is like maybe the building. I'm
Yep.
picturing like Spider-Man Homecoming, right? When the whole thing is on top of him and
Right.
he's like, no. I'm kind of picturing that like moment of intensity where you're like propping up these shadow struts and you're like maybe the a tremor goes through the ground and the whole building like judders for a moment and like you have this like moment of fear like oh shit the building could absolutely come down on me. But your struts are holding for the moment at least, and you're out of the corner of your eye, right? It's taking a lot of your concentration
Yep.
holding the building up. But out of the corner of your eye, you're seeing the Jade Zephyr moving the people out. And you recognize that there were several people, several robots in this room, about a dozen or so, and she's already gotten about half of them out.
Wow.
Um,
And I will once those struts are in place, I'm gonna start helping line up everyone and seeing to any medical or anything that I can help out with, making sure that they're ready to go when the Jade Zephyr gets back.
okay, awesome. So with that, we cut to Wudge. So Wudge, you're kind of just assisting people on the street, helping them get to the bunker that you know about, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
So
no.
you're
Oh,
oh
sorry.
sorry, go on.
My computer messed up real quick. Okay, we're good. Yes, I'm helping people.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so you're like a block or two away from the rest of the party as you're kind of walking these individuals to their bunker. And as
Um.
you're there, yeah.
So I was actually imagining like Wudge can fly. That's one of their things
Mm.
as the outsider, and so with density control, I always think I could pick up one or two people at a time and fly them over to the bunker.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. Yeah. I'm definitely picturing like you've kind of like ringed your arms at the bottom and they're kind of like hooked onto you and you're kind of
Hmm.
just floating them over. That's awesome. So yeah. So you don't feel it so much in you're floating, right? So you don't feel it in
Hmm.
the ground, but you feel this kind of low rumbling vibration kind of like flooding through your body almost as you're kind of as you're delivering these individuals, and you recognize that this low rumbling is coming from like down the street around a corner that you can't see, and you feel the rumbling increasing in intensity as time is passing.
Am I currently holding people?
I would say that you just delivered the last group of individuals that you were rescuing.
Could I fly over to that area and try and find the source of the noise?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's very easy for you. So you get the buildings in this area are middling to high height. Like they're not all skyscrapers, but they are like several stories tall, most of them. So you get like a little bit of height. Like let's say you fly like 5 stories up, so you're fairly high up, and you fly over the buildings to get like an aerial perspective. And looking down, you see just basically this massive swath of destruction, uh different than the earthquakes that you've seen up until this point. This looks like controlled demolition, and your eyes follow this swath to a pinprick. Well, it's not so much of a pinprick as a big ruddy thing causing this massive sweep of destruction as it seemingly rolls through the city, and you see what can only be described as a massive bulldozing robot rolling through the cityscape and crushing buildings and overturning lamp poles and fire hydrants and other various pieces of civil architecture as it just rolls down the sidewalk, destroying everything in its path. And as you're kind of floating there, you see it kind of stop in its path, and you see a humanoid looking head on the top of this robotic bulldozer kind of look up towards you, and you see its one like Cylon style eye turn bright red. And that's where we're going to take our first break.
Oh, dang.
Oof.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yes, greetings. Welcome back. The party was just assisting a local recovery effort of a natural, a fictionalized natural disaster that had occurred in the local Halcyon City, quote unquote, because it's a total duplicate. And as Wudge, with their moony self, was flying a couple of individuals back to a safety bunker and scoring some sweet tournament points for saving some people. They recognized there was some shaking, some vibrations flooding through the local area and their body, and flying up. They got to get an aerial perspective. They saw a large swath of destruction heading basically right in their direction. And as they look down at this like bulldozer style robot with like a huge turning wheel churning up the pavement and the buildings on a destruction path in the party's general direction, the robot itself, with its humanoid head, looked up at Wudge, its Cylon eye turning red. And with that, we jump back in. So, Wudge, what do you do as you feel this thing's gaze come upon you?
Does this robot look like a Gamazon robot?
No, it does not.
Um. Okay, so my last power that I haven't talked about yet is that I can do moonlight stuff. Um, I would like to throw a like disc of moonlight straight at its eyeball and try and blind it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, go ahead and roll to directly engage a threat.
Okay, directly engage a threat. Oh, roll. Okay, so roll plus danger.
Yes. Apologies.
On a hit. Okay.
Seven. Nice. So with on that seven, you choose to pick, you can pick one from the list. So you can choose to either resist or avoid their blows. You can choose to take something from them, to create an opportunity for your allies, or to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I want to take their eyeball from them.
Okay. Yes. So you take their sight. And as so like this like destructo disc of lunar energy like yeets down from this on high position that Wudge has taken very powerfully up in the air. What does it look like summoning this moon ray?
Yeah, so like I said, Wudge was wearing like very simple clothes. But even like aside from that, you can see like their body starts to glow like a silvery white light. And it starts out, it's like kind of the whole body, and then it focuses in on the hands. And they are able to like throw they can kind of manipulate the different ways the light appears, but like at this point they're focusing it into these discs that they are throwing from their hands.
Amazing. Yeah. And so like you throw several of these discs down towards this target, and which is it just to like double, just to make sure that it's incredibly blinded.
Super
However,
blind.
as super blind,
Da,
as
da, da,
blind as you can
da.
get. But as it's doing so, like you see like almost in slow motion as the discs are like flying towards its like targeting reticle. You see it its head like whip quickly from one point to the next, and it very rapidly pulls up a like from like the front half of it is like this big rolling wheel, but the back half of it is like a scoop. And you see it's like in its scoop it's got this like large rock, and it chucks one of the rocks at at one of these discs of light, and it collides with it, causing an explosion. But the second one manages to make it through like all this debris, and it's not fast enough to get another rock off, and it hits it straight in the eyepiece. At which point, like the head of the thing, it just begins spinning. At which point, its body quickly follows suit, and it begins to like spin on the spot on the street, like careening into buildings, destroying everything in its path as it's spinning completely blind down the street, still coming in your general direction, just unable to see where exactly you are, but destroying everything on its in its path. We cut
Oopsie.
back to the rest of the group, and y'all are starting to begin to be able to feel these vibrations in the earth yourself. And to accompany them, a large earthquake begins to happen simultaneously, almost as if prompted by these smaller shakes. I'm going to say, go ahead, Revert, go ahead. If you're going to attempt to heal the building as large cracks begin to spread up its foundation, go ahead and to unleash your powers. I would also say, Ghost Knight, go ahead and roll to unleash your powers again as the structure is kind of coming down. And I will say that I will say go ahead and take a +1 from Send, also kind of on the exterior of the building, kind of helping you prop it up.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
Hey.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
Ooh.
Very nice, excellent. So both of y'all managed to continue to hold the building up, and it's just in time as the Jade Zephyr is able to just bamf in and out of the building quickly, getting the last couple of robots quickly to safety, and you confirm that everybody is the building is clear and free before like teleporting out yourself, at which point the entire building, like you all move back from it, and the entire building just kind of falls in on itself, completely collapsing, and like the dust kind of fills the air. However, the major earthquake has kind of stopped, but you still feel this loud rumbling, and it's intensifying as like time is progressing. And I feel like at this point you could probably, after like the debris from the falling collapsed building has kind of settled, you can hear the destruction of something coming towards y'all in a general direction. And I assume probably Wudge is probably on the way back to the group, if I had to guess.
Oh, fully, like zooming straight back towards them, like hands flapping, like
Yeah, so
property
y'all
is valuable. Property is valuable.
y'all see Wudge just coming like at a beeline, like absolutely freaking out about something.
I have a question actually. Hopping out from underneath that building, would that constitute the too clear for this afraid condition to run from something difficult, or would that have to be something that I would choose to do?
I would say it would be something that you would choose to do. Like, for example, if
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
if a giant killdozer was coming at you and you decided to run away from that instead of valiantly fighting, that might be an example.
He stands his ground.
So yeah, so Wedge comes down from the sky, all a panic, all a flutter.
There's
Oh,
a big guy
crap.
with a big cylinder. He's destroying everything, and I thought I would get rid of his eye, but then it made it worse.
Wait. There's what?
Yay!
How big of a guy?
Like a really big guy. Like he's smashing buildings, big guy.
Oh, that kind of big guy.
Okay.
At this point, like everybody's standing on the ground. I assume Wedge is just floating there. Everybody standing on the ground can feel the rattling moving up their legs, and it's not very pleasant. And like a few moments later, like from like down the street, you can just this giant like almost like bulldozer tank style thing spinning out of control, like comes into view.
I want to
We
like.
head towards the shade along one of the street sides
Mhm.
to find cover.
I'm gonna zoom back towards the tanky dude, and I'm gonna try and like search for like tubes or hydraulics or things that are moving other things.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Go ahead. I would
Oh,
say go ahead.
situation.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be an assess the situation.
Okay. So assess the situation is superior.
Yes. So roll that 2d6 plus superior.
All right.
Nice.
That's a
So you
9.
can ask, yes, one question. So what here can I use to blink? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the most danger, or the greatest danger to me? Who here is the most vulnerable to me? And how can we best end this quickly?
Um, what here can I use to clog up its system?
Sure. Yeah. So you see that there is some like metal plating that like is covering the majority of its body, but you feel like if you can get close enough, you might be able to density shift a couple of pieces of its armor plating, so that way you could just like easily rip it off and then get into its guts.
Yes, I'm going to try and do that. I
Okay,
want
awesome.
a light
Can
on
you-
its back, in a manner of speaking.
yeah. So it's spinning kind of rapidly, and you kind of choose your moment to like kind of a light onto the back of it. Go ahead and roll to directly engage a threat.
Okay. Oh God. Plus danger. Okay.
Nice, another 9. So, with directly engage a threat, you can resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten them. So pick one of those.
I'm gonna focus on like starting to tear metal off of it, and I want to do like create an opportunity for my allies. So I'm trying to rip off, like I'm making the metal sheets like very not dense at all, and I'm literally just kind of like ripping them like paper off of this thing.
Awesome. Yeah, nice. I would say that like so while Wudge manages to send like just directly on top of it into like its blind spot while it's spinning, and density shifting enough of the metal like and able like with their alien strength is able to fairly easily rip these pieces of it off. And at which point the rest of the party, y'all are able to see like this exposed wiring and hydraulics in it. However, as it's like it's spinning this entire time as you're doing so, Wudge, at which point like it suddenly and abruptly comes to a halt, like very jarringly, and you're not expecting it, and the momentum of the spinning continues with you, and you just get flung off the thing. Go ahead and take a powerful blow.
Okay.
So that will be that's going to be roll 2d6 plus all your conditions that are marked.
Okay, so currently I don't
And
have any conditions.
Would it be?
okay.
Oh,
Oh, there's a button here. Oh, nice to conditions. Okay.
And this is the only roll that you want to roll low for. High numbers are bad here.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
Very nice.
First myth of the
Excellent.
game.
Hey.
That's good. So you're not affected by it. So how do you weather the blow? Also, you mark experience as well.
Yes. Okay. Potential, right?
Yes, potential.
Okay,
My
okay.
apologies.
No, you're good. I think Wudge is able to stop themselves. Like they're about to slam into a wall, and it's just like if they had hair, their hair would be touching the wall. Like it's very, very close, and they were able to just kind of like stop themselves.
Oh wait, I can fly. I
Yeah,
can stop.
exactly.
Jade would like to teleport over to Wudge just to make sure they're okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like how does it like you bamf over to Wudge easily? How do you comfort or support them?
I think I'm just gonna kneel down and like, if you're laying down, just kind of like scoop you up and just be like, "Are you okay? Are you?"
I'm gonna be pretending to die. I'm like,
Or no,
Yeah.
guys, Wudge! I'm gonna start screaming to the group, be like, "Guys,
no.
you're not bleeding.
I'm okay.
Are you
I'm
okay?"
okay.
I'm gonna like lightly slap him on the shoulder and just be like, "I'm glad you're safe," and then get up.
Amazing. I would say I would say roll to comfort or support.
Okay, that's my first roll.
Yes, so that's going to be plus mundane.
All right.
Got this.
Hey Timbo. So when it comes to defending, would
Yeah.
that be like an action that you would call for, or could you say, oh, in this instance, I would like to try and catch him or help him?
It's basically contextual, like all the moves are. So, like, if you're acting in a way that would be considered defensive, then it would be like defend another person. But if you're like fighting something directly, then you would be engaging. But it's all kind of contextual, right?
Okay.
Timbo. Since we're engaged in a fight now, do we get 2 more points for the team pool?
You're right. Thank you. I always forget about the adding to the team pool thing from the from you guys entering into a group with combat. So let's go ahead and resolve the Jade Zephyr's role with their mundane. So you got the 10 plus.
I got a
so
10,
you
yes.
are So you are comforting and supporting Wudge. So on a hit, they hear you. They can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. So Wudge, do you open up to the Jade Zephyr?
Yeah, I think that was a funny moment.
I agree.
Can I shift my mundane up 1?
Yes. I will say though, if you're shifting labels has an equal and opposite effect on any other level. So
Okay.
you could shift one label up, but you would shift another label down.
Okay,
consequently.
I think the equal and opposite reaction is I'm gonna shift freak down 1, and I'm gonna shift a mundane up 1.
I feel like that makes sense for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay, excellent. Let me look at the team. How the
Yeah.
team works again.
And I don't have a condition, so it would be team.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. I will go ahead and add that. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to the team pool. If the leader has influence over every teammate at another team, who would be the leader of the team?
Oh, of our team? I don't know.
If y'all don't have a leader, that's also fine.
I think we don't
I
have
was
a
thinking
leader.
either Send or Wudge.
Yeah, I was gonna agree. Send or Wudge.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it being sent.
Well, okay. I guess I'm the leader.
Congrats on the
Amazing.
promotion.
They accept.
Oh,
So-
wow. Thanks, guys.
Greatness thrust upon them, etc., etc. If the leader has influence over every other teammate at another team, so is everybody influenced by Send?
I'm influenced by everyone, so yes.
Yes.
I actually never picked a second person, so I can make Send my second person, and then yes.
Cool.
Mhm.
And that's true for you as well, Wudge?
Yeah, I'm just really happy to be here, and so everyone on the team has influence over me.
Right. Excellent.
Amazing.
We love this
Um,
attitude. We love it.
Very can do. If everyone has the same purpose in the fight at another team, I feel like that's probably true.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
If any team member mistrusts the leader of the team, remove a team.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nah, I trust
Nah.
Send.
And last but not least, if your team is ill prepared or off balance, remove a team. I feel like maybe ill prepared because I don't think y'all.
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe ill prepared.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Excellent. I will go ahead and bookmark this page for later reference because
We didn't even have a name.
But we are- The thing that matters is we are spunky and we're doing our best.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Misfits with 5 Z's.
With 5 Z's.
Yep.
Amazing. Yes. So but yeah, the Jade Zephyr, you stoop down and you give like you and Wudge are kind of like joking, but you do give them like a once over and give them like a look just to make sure that they are okay, and they do look okay, maybe a little bumped and bruised. At which point you kind of turn back to the robot, at which point it has stopped spinning, right? And on its kind of side, now that you're close enough, you can see emblazoned on it in like cool guy text is the words Earthbreaker, and and you can also see like the all the paneling that Wudge has ripped open. What do you do?
You said it stopped moving.
Yeah, it's currently like it's maybe not like powered down, but it's currently like not moving forward, and it's kind of fallen a little still.
Okay. I think I want to try to finish what Wudge started, just so it doesn't start back up again, and bamf myself over to the open panel and just start tearing at the wires.
Nice. Okay, yeah, go ahead, and I'm gonna say give me a directly engage a threat.
Got it.
Are the is this robot in like a
Oh
fairly
no.
shaded area, or is this a pretty sunny
Ooh.
part of the street? Oh
I would
boy.
say that the shade has definitely like a couple of buildings have fallen over at oblique angles, so shade is being cast at funny ways for sure. Um,
Okay.
the Jade Zephyr, yeah. So you rush over and you're kind of
That's a
not sure
2.
what to do. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you just you know that you want to get in there and you want to be the hero. You
I
want to
just
do
want to
heroics.
help.
Yeah, and so you just get in there like wrist deep into the machinery, like grabbing and pulling things, but you're not really sure what you're doing, and at
Nope.
one point you accidentally like touch two wires together, and
I
an
was gonna
electric
say.
shock happens.
Oh.
Go ahead and take a powerful blow as you're kind of flown backwards
Okay.
from the blast as the robot comes back online.
Got it. 1 second.
It is at this point that Send is like, we need to get over there.
Yeah.
And she just like starts running over.
Yeah, Ghost Knight is going to portal as close as he can, and if possible, unleash his powers.
Absolutely, yeah. So 5 is actually good. Low rolls are good in this game. So
Yes.
make sure you mark 2 potential for both of those failures there. Yeah.
Excellent,
So
thank you.
both Send and as like the body of the Jade Zephyr goes like kind of flying back a little bit as you're like shocked. You kind of like I feel like you do like the cool guy like superhero pose where you land on like your knee and you kind of like scrape backwards, right? And but you
Amazing.
manage to stay on your feet. Yeah, absolutely. As like as Send and Ghost Knight kind of move up. What does it look like as you engage with this thing?
So with Ghost Knight, he's kind of hoping that he can just create this kind of spike of shadow energy and kind of try and pierce the armor, and try to hopefully hit a vital spot
Nice,
and
absolutely.
maybe hold it for. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so it sounds like you're kind of wanting to like maybe like root it into the ground a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Keep it from moving too much further, and create an opening really for the rest of the team to get a advantage.
Okay, absolutely. I would say that because you're trying to like modify how this thing is moving and the general environment of it, go ahead
Hmm.
and roll to unleash your powers as
Okay.
like what does it look like as you summon this shadow spike? Does this shadow energy look any particular way?
So, what he's gonna do is he is actually gonna stay in the shadows where he's at, and he's actually gonna punch the ground, and then from underneath it, where it's creating like the most shadow, he's gonna try and create this dense spike, just like straight up through the chassis.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, let's
Awesome.
see it. So that would be
All right.
2d6 plus freak.
And then, are you able to take like one of the team pools to add a +1, or is that after the roll is done?
So the team pool can be added both before and after, but it does mean like another person has to be assisting you in a contextually
Got it. Okay.
in a contextually way that makes sense, right? Like, but
Okay. Yep.
if Send was like or like basically kind of what I'm picturing here is that you're gonna roll to unleash the powers, at which point it's like depending on the roll, Send on their action, however they choose to engage it,
Right.
they're gonna get a bonus.
All right. Sounds good. Let's do this.
All right.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So
All right.
you slam your fist down into the ground, and this shadow energy kind of pulses out, like appearing in the cracks as it breaks its way open, leading to the underside of this bulldozer mech, and almost like this huge ebony spike just juts out of the ground directly underneath it, just kind of spiking it down. It looks like it's almost like semi incorporeally passing through the robot, but it seems like it's kind of like locked it down even more so due to that fact that it's kind of like merged with it, this shadow energy. And Send, you see that the thing, like it's kind of spasming, and like it's attempting to like lift its throwing its rock throwing arm, as well as like spin up its large crushing wheel, but you see that it's kind of like impotently like just kind of there. What do you do?
Uh, Send is actually going to charge directly at it now that it's in
Nice.
place, and she sees that its wheel is just trying to spin up, and she's actually just going to attempt to just like punch through straight through this thing, like to just completely obliterate this wheel with um a flurry of heavy blows.
Nice, absolutely. I would say I think you might have a move that's relevant to this, like physics. What physics? I think that might be.
I do. It is physics what physics.
Yeah.
And
Why don't you go ahead and read that off?
all right, when you unleash your powers to barrel through an insurmountable barrier, roll plus danger instead of plus freak.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make that roll.
Ghost Knight is just kind of shouting, "You'll get him, Send!"
And
Jade is joining in that cheer.
Placing
Nice.
full.
Yeah.
Nice.
and she 100% just like has just a huge shit-eating grin on her face because this is 100% like her jam. It's like, yeah, I'm here to save people, but I'm here to save people by just absolutely breaking shit.
Amazing. Yeah. And the like you bust this like large wheel basically right in half, and the entire in front of it is basically completely destroyed. And the this large mechanoid, it lets out like kind of sad moan as like you kind of see its the kind of light that was glowing from its like Cylon visor kind of begin to slowly fade out and die as the thing grows still. As this is going on, and it's coming to a halt as it's slowly dying off. Revert, you get like you get a message on your smartphone. You get an alert, and activating it, like looking at the alert, it's a hot news topic about the tournament that's going on, and it's about you guys, and it's talking about how fucking cool y'all are, and how y'all were able to easily dispatch Earthbreaker, and it's like talking about it's like hyping y'all up.
Oh yes, I immediately just start shouting and like pointing at my phone. I've already posted the photo, like the video of Send busting through that robot, and I'm just like, "Hey, y'all, check this out! Look, we're on the top. Like, look at us. They're talking about us on the phone. They sent alert to my phone to tell us how cool we are."
Yeah, somehow the video is already in the news article, like even though you just sent it.
This is fun. I'm rushing over to everyone else.
Sind is dusting off her hands and she's like, we're in the middle of a mission.
Yeah, but it's great for a brand.
I'm just hoping that moment where I got thrown back from that robot isn't in there.
Oh, don't worry. I did not take any pictures of that angle. I was like, this is the perfect moment. I was ready to stop the thing if it was going to come for us. I didn't have the phone out the whole time, y'all. The one
Thank
problem
you.
about all this, Misfits is trending, but it doesn't have the 5 Zs. So
Well, that's not our name.
yeah,
It kind of is our name right now, though.
I guess.
Miss
Ghost Knight is kind of getting back up and dusting himself off. Send, that was epic. And then also kind of starts looking around, making sure that the coast is indeed clear, looking for the next task that they should probably get to.
Yeah, the rumbling has kind of petered off a little bit. You're not feeling as many quakes as before. But Revert, it's interesting as you're kind of like for the first time, really, since you've had a moment since the tournament started, you're kind of looking through your feed and of the tournament, and you're seeing that the other contestants, they have some live feed going on them as well, and you're seeing that a couple of them the other teams are encountering other similar robots that that y'all encountered. One of them appears to be some kind of like water based robot, like some kind of almost like uh, um, um, flexible moving water weird almost. And another robot seems to be just made out of completely out of ice. And it seems like you see several other like other of these hero teams, like you see Hothead, for example. You see him fighting the the ice robot and such. And you're seeing like a lot of really interesting chatter online about like people are conspiracy theory, right? They're like wondering whether or not this was actually part of the tournament at all, or whether or not the tournament's gone wrong.
Like, why do they think it's not part of the tournament?
Because it seemed like from the offset that the tournament was about a natural disaster. And so they
that makes
usually like
sense.
they've had other Halcyon tournaments in the past like this, where if there was a villain that was going to show up, usually they've announced it beforehand, right? Like if there was going to be a villain, some kind of villain threat, it would have been announced, right? But since people are like talking about, it's odd that they decided to go with a natural disaster theme, and now they're also having villains show up.
All right, I relay this to the group. I say, hey, y'all, there's some chatter. People, like, they didn't mention robots, like mad robots, angry robots, like robots that dealt pain and didn't just feel the pain in, like, the video, right?
No, I
No.
don't think so. It was just
I
natural disasters.
Actually,
I mean, you can't really tell now because it's like in pieces on the floor. But when I first saw the robot, one of the first things I thought was it doesn't look like the robots that feel like it doesn't look like it's from the wonderful company
Amazon?
that we're so excited to
Oh,
be
from
partnered with,
Gamazon?
Gamazon.
Gamazon.
I look around for
Gamazon.
drones, seeing if there's anything
There's-
paying attention to us.
There is absolutely a drone there, and it's as soon as you start to say the words, it knows to get into to the spot to give you the best like lighting and like.
So I don't think, at least unless they're trying to be sneaky, I don't think these are the same. Like, I don't think the same people made these.
Timbo, what
Is
did
it
it say on the
possible
side of the
to-
robot?
On the side of the robot, it said the two words "Earthbreaker."
Is it possible to kind of like dive into what mechanics are left and maybe kind of find some identifying circuitry or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, give me 2d6 plus superior.
2d6 plus superior.
So with the 5, I would say that it's Sen did such a good job at smashing it to pieces. It's a little bit hard to tell.
Could I assist with that by reverting some of the pieces back to their previous state?
Oh yeah, I would even give that actually a +2. So I would make
Ooh.
that succeed.
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, like you're not able to do like huge swaths or huge chunks, and at first you feel like you're like almost like looking for a needle in a haystack. But eventually you do revert enough smaller pieces, and this takes like 5 or so minutes of you guys kind of standing there doing this. You find a piece that can only be described as a Gamazon like circuit board.
So it was made by Gamazon.
But did Gamazon sell the circuit board, or did it sell the whole machine to someone, or are they sending the machines at us?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna be really honest, guys. I thought that the machine was just causing the earthquake.
It did leave a big hole in the ground, right? Could we go down the hole? Look down the hole?
I would say that so when that is brought up, Wudge, you kind of have like you kind of flash back a minute to when you were flying in the sky, and you think about the path of destruction that it was leaving, and it's in that Earthbreaker was leaving in its wake. And thinking about it, it did kind of start near near like the center of town, kind of at like the trifecta point of where the 3 natural disasters are kind of meeting.
Okay. Well,
Hey, that's our best bets.
yeah.
We should go investigate.
While we're walking, Revert, can you check to see if the hosts have weighed in about this? About whether or not the robots were planned?
I will pull up the live stream of the event on my phone and hold it up for everyone to listen.
Excellent. Okay,
Awesome.
great. I was ready for this. So, we got to Chris Christopherson and Jane all, and
Thank goodness.
they're over here chatting, and like they had like showing up like you know the like hot clips. You know what I mean? Like it's like what's it called in like sports ball when it's like the highlighted moment?
Oh,
right?
the
Yeah,
highlight
it's just
reel.
a highlight.
The
Yes.
highlight reel.
Yeah, so it's like showing like the highlight reel, like, and it's like it's been very tastefully like cut in such a way to like cut out you guys kind of like you falling and like getting blasted backwards and stuff, other than like the cool slide back that that the Jade Zephyr did. But like it's kind of been cut up in such a way to make it like, you know, like it's got like the Marvel kind of aesthetic where it's like bam bam, and then it's got the sweet music kind of cut up to it. You don't know how they
Cool.
produced this that fast. It was like literally 10 minutes ago, but it's just like there immediately.
I mean,
and
they
they're-
can make robots feel pain. I'm sure there's robots
They can,
with
I was
they
about
can
to
make
say,
a montage.
cinematic.
It's got to be like some kind of
tastes.
deep learning thing or whatever.
I love the correlation. If they can make robots feel pain, they can definitely make editing software that's real good.
Absolutely. And real fast.
I'm sorry, the fact that the robots can feel
They can
pain is
do it all.
just so disconcerting.
Yeah. I will never get over that. I don't think.
But yeah, so it's pulling up the feed, and your guys are seeing this like sweet highlight reel, and it cuts to Chris and Jane, and they're like, "Wow, can you believe it? What a late stage twist in the game! Wow, these robots this wasn't." And he pulls out like a clipboard. This wasn't a part of the schedule at all. Is this the late game twist that we might have been hearing about, Jane? And Jane looks over at Chris and she goes, "I think it might be, Chris. This is what an interesting twist. We're just getting in word now," and she like touches her ear like she's talking to like the producer and say, "We're just getting in word now that apparently Gamazon has changed the rules of the game slightly and has apparently added in several death machines, Chris, to the
What?
games. We'll see whether or not these young heroes are able to overcome them. I guess they thought a natural disaster wasn't spicy enough. Am I right, Chris?" And Chris laughs and he goes, Jane. And then we cut back to y'all.
Did they use the literal words
Jesus.
death machine?
Yes.
I am Googling, do death machines feel pain?
Death Machine's dream of electric sheep.
You think that would have been on the poster?
Did the other teams fare as well with their death machines?
It seems like no. It seems
Oh.
like
Oh,
they
no.
they were able to either like keep them at bay or retreat, but they weren't able to beat theirs.
Okay.
Oh, unfortunate.
Also unfortunate for us because we're the only ones still here, and there's 9 other active death machines rolling around.
Oh, there's only 2 others. That
Okay.
y'all-
Okay.
they all saw.
It's fine. It's fine.
Here, this is a question, Timbo. If the death machines had not appeared, when we finished the earthquake, would we have moved on to another area? Would that have been the plan?
So, the game itself, the tournament itself is kind of freeform, right? And it's kind of
Gotcha.
you guys are gaining points based on your actions. You probably would have had like a game plan before like entering into the arena after finding out about like the 3 different like locations and stuff for what y'all wanted to do heroing wise.
Okay.
But like there isn't like a set like go to this next area now, right? It's not game showified to that level.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Then yeah, I think heading to the center of town sounds like the right call.
Yeah, let's absolutely get to the origin of this.
I've got a great idea. And I grab one of the metal panels from the machine that we just destroyed, large enough for all of us who can't fly to stand on. And I would like to send this object back in time till it returns to where it came from.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Oh, see. Okay, yeah. So
CC says something about these time powers being utterly ridiculous.
Sometimes it don't even make sense.
But I'm into it.
No,
yeah.
she loves it. Like she's got a look of delight on her face, but she's like, "This is so fucking dumb."
I like it. So yeah, so go ahead and roll to unleash your powers as you attempt to follow this piece of metal back through its own personal timeline and make it like rewind through time like that.
Okay, let's hope for the best here, y'all.
I love
You got
this
it.
so much.
You got this.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh,
No!
you
No.
don't got this.
Oh, that's a 5. Hi.
So
Aye,
so make sure to mark experience. Let me figure out how this is gonna go horribly wrong.
Oh, God.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I mean, you're gonna mess with time travel. Eventually it's gonna bite back, right? Like,
Oh,
so I'm gonna say that so what ends up happening is so Revert, your powers are mostly like touch based, right? Like you need to grab something in order for it to be affected by your time manipulation. So this like the thing itself, Earthbreaker, was fairly large, and you try to find a smaller piece of metal that you can that you would be able to do this with, but this is kind of like a little bit outside of your wheelhouse per se. Like most of the time it's like the thing stays in its current timeline, right, in the current time, and and you fix it, like you make it revert backwards. It following itself backwards through where it had been in the past is a little different than what you're used to. So you attempt to do this, and you focus real hard on this piece of metal, and you feel your powers surge um and kind of burst forth in a way that you weren't expecting. Like you attempted to turn on the faucet just a little bit, like a little trickle, and it ends on going on full blast, and the piece of metal rips from your hands as the entire timeline for Earthbreaker starts to reverse, and it starts to piece itself back together slowly at first before
Oh no!
before eventually forming fully back into a fully complete state.
No!
And like you see it like kind of turn on and then turn off again and then turn on once more, and then it again continuing following its past timeline, it reverses backwards, and it just starts to move backwards, still like in the direction that it had come from.
This actually might work then. If it just keeps going, it might still end up where it started.
Yeah, but we're still gonna have to destroy it again.
I might
But
just
we'll
turn
get
back
to
into crude
destroy
oil
it.
at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That might be from a dinosaur.
The smelting process. It just turns to molten lag.
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
I think you can probably take this thing down again. If we just wait till we get to where it started, then you can just do your thing and punch it again.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we should probably follow it nonetheless. Let's get going. Are you okay, Revert? Like you good?
You know what? As long as it's not on the highlight reel, whatever our superhero version of Pardon the Interruption is.
Yeah, Revert, I would say go ahead and mark a condition, mark insecure.
Okay.
Oh.
Can I comfort?
Yeah, absolutely. What does that look like?
So Send is going to just like put her hand on his shoulder and just be like, "Hey, we're still, learning very clearly. So like it's okay for us to not have complete control of our powers yet, and like don't worry about like the highlights or anything like that. At the end of the day, like this is going to work. We're going to make it to our goal, and like you did an amazing job."
Amazing. I love it. Roll to comfort or support.
That was so sweet.
That's beautiful. I love this game. Mass is great, dude.
I just have to. All right, cool. When you comfort or support your love or rival, mark potential on a hit. All right, that's all I got. Make sure.
I just love that like there's like a mechanical thing in this game that's like be nice to the other player.
Be nice to people.
It's delightful.
So I believe that is
gosh.
Monday.
Oh,
A miss. So I think maybe Revert is like is like he's half like listening to what you're saying, but then like out of like the corner of his eye, he sees one of the Amazon drones like recording the entire like it recording everything, and like it falls maybe a little on deaf ears.
Aw.
Can I shoot that thing down?
You absolutely can.
Yes, do it. Do the same.
I'd love to. Do I have to roll for it?
No. You shoot that thing down
Yeah.
easily.
You just shoot it down.
Yeah.
All rock out of my pocket, send it back till it was the molten rock, and I just fling it at it.
Oh yeah.
Revert, I never thought I'd see you destroy a camera.
Yeah, Ghost Knight will actually help out too, just to kind of.
This angle's not great for me.
Situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you guys, I feel like you guys break the Amazon drones, and then you're like, all right, let's roll out, and then you guys follow Earthbreaker, not recognizing two more drones kind of fly up from the rooftops of the buildings and continue to watch off from the air.
There's just so many.
The Hydra of drones.
And when we cut to
No.
Chris Christopherson and Jane all saying, this
everywhere.
tournament has been brought to you by Gamazon Drones, Gamazon. And then we cut back to the
They're everywhere.
to the group. We're everywhere. We're always watching. Always.
Always.
I take it back. I hope he stays in space forever.
The minute he touches back down on Earth, CC is gunning for him.
Oh, Jade will come. She will join you.
Technically, if I send him back in time, he'll go back up into space without the ship. It'll be great.
Yes.
That's great.
He'll have to survive re-entry in reverse through
Oh,
time.
God.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so you guys follow the Earthbreaker, and you find that like Revert, you're not sure how this is happening, and you've never seen this before, but even like the things that Earthbreaker had destroyed are also turning back in time and they're fixing themselves as it's
That's
like moving
close.
backwards, like the landscape is popping back up as it rolls backwards.
We're getting so many points for property damage. It's
You know
great.
what they say,
Property
property
valuable.
Right here.
valuable.
That's great.
What's our point total looking like right now, Revert?
Oh yeah, is there a scoreboard we can see?
Is there a scoreboard we can see?
I would say that the scores are kept private during the course of the tournament
Darn it.
amongst an elite group of superpowered judges.
Cowards.
Super judges.
Super judges. But yeah, y'all follow the reverse destruction to the undestruction to the regular, all the way back through the city, and until it kind of like it leads to this large skyscraper building, up at the top of which you can see there is like a large satellite dish, and even above that you could see like a large hurricane, like dark storm cloud, like swirling in the sky, like brewing, like the sky.
Wow.
The sun has kind of been eclipsed by these dark swirling clouds, and it begins to kind of rain as you guys follow the Earthbreaker, which once it gets to this building, it like a hatch that is kind of hidden to your guys' ground view. Like it's like a large kind of like subterranean, almost like, you know how like Batman has like all these different fucking patches and like holes that he can like pop out of in like different places, and it's like a secret, right? It's kind of like one of those where it just kind of opens up, and then the Earthbreaker kind of reverses back down into this hatch, and it shuts, and you can't even see like it. There's no differentiation between like the ground. It's like it looks like it's seamless as it kind of
Oh.
rolls into like what appears to be under this building.
Huh.
I
I
don't-
guess that problem just took care of itself.
I don't know if this would be in a situation or if my supernatural senses would help with this, but I want to see if I can find like a button or a way to open the hatch.
Oh, absolutely. Tell me more about your supernatural senses.
You know, it's funny you say that. I think I think it's on a normal day it's like a spidey sense where it's like when she's not focusing on it, it's very much like she can sense that something is off or something is amiss in like a general direction. And I think when she's actively engaged in it, it gives her like if this was D&D, like a bonus to perception or something like that. Like I think it
Sure.
I think it points out like mainly I think it's used to find like evil, or like the source of something that's causing destruction. But
I'm almost picturing it like that thing that you can do in some games where it's like you make certain things like go highlighted and you're like, oh, this seems important, right?
yes. Or like
Okay,
like
yeah.
in Psych when he finds clues and they light up. If anyone else has watched
Mm.
Psych.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
got you.
Pineapple, absolutely.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
The super sniffer. No. Sorry, I can rip on Psych all day. Anyways,
Same here.
yeah, so I would say like with the Jade Zephyr, like what does it look like when you focus your supernatural senses? Do you like close your eyes, or does your perception like go through a piece of your clothing, or like
Ooh,
what does
that's a
that look
good.
like?
I think she's wearing in my little drawing, she has that little moon necklace. I think she just reaches up and kind of touches that and uses that like to kind of focus inward and see what she can sense.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. I'm gonna say that yeah, you can see that there is a what appears to be like a so this road has kind of like dead ended at this kind of junction where the earthbreaker went down, and you see that there are a couple of like um it's kind of like almost like a defunct alleyway, and you
Ooh.
can see that in like the brickwork of one of the walls there is like a brick that looks just out of place to you, and you see it glowing by the light of the moon.
I'm gonna go over to that brick and see if I can either push or pull it.
Yeah, absolutely. Interacting with the brick causes this subterranean like hatch to flip open, and you can see into the depths underneath the tower. You do not see the earthbreaker though.
You guys look, I mean, I opened a thing in the ground. Look, guys.
What?
Yeah, look, it's open.
There's nothing in there.
What? But
I
it
mean,
literally
there's a
just
big
went in there.
hallway.
Yeah.
I don't see shit. Okay, so we either investigate down there or we can look at the ominous skyscraper that's got like big swirling clouds around it, and we do that because I don't know, maybe there's just like a big bad up there. There's usually a big bad at the top of a skyscraper like standing
Yeah,
in the
that's
rain,
true.
right?
That's a good point.
Such a good point. Do you think we should just take the skyscraper down from here? I mean, we grabbed a whole bunch of property damage points on the way here, so maybe just lose some of them for this one.
Do you guys think that I could take down like an entire skyscraper by myself?
I mean, I believe in you.
I
Thank you.
believe in you.
Yeah, and if we're here, we could do the last little sport beams.
So the other heroes, are they all just like down for the count?
It seems like from what Revert could tell, it seems like a lot of them have like either been KO'd or are regrouping in such a way that it doesn't seem like they are in the strongest position right now, if that makes sense.
Okay. I was just kind of like I'm curious to see if like anyone else is coming towards the giant ominous storm clouds in the center of the city. Could I like fly around and do a looky-loo?
Yeah, so what you fly up into the sky, just trying to get a good look see around, and it is very odd. It did seem like this central like building, this skyscraper. You go about halfway up the skyscraper, I feel, and you're kind of like doing like a lap around it, trying to see, trying to get a vantage point, and it's very odd. Like the landscape is kind of bifurcated along this like this tri-axis, right, and it is like very much segmented into this ice flood and earthquake kind of area, and looking out towards the flooding and the blizzardy area, you don't see anybody. You see a few robots here and there, but you don't see any like costumed heroes. You feel like it would be pretty obvious to see a few of them. However, you do see on the horizon like what appears to be like you do see like a couple of um irregular looking forms out in like the kind of the disaster zone, right? One of them in the flooded area, you see what can only be described as a wave moving unnaturally, and in the wintry area you see uh basically what appears to be like a moving glacier.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just like kind of try and relate that. I feel like Wudge goes down and they're like, so is it weird to anyone else that like no one's here?
I'm going
You
to be
know?
completely
Kind
honest
of
with you,
eerie.
Wudge. I figured it's just because they suck.
I agree.
That's okay. Well, all I could really see was like there was like in the flood zone, there was a lot of water moving around, and like where the blizzard was, there was just like there was just like a lot of ice moving around. Like it was a really big ice. I don't know if there's like it was like you know how like you get a cup and there's a drink in it, and there's lots of little ices in there. Like it's like filled with little ices.
Yes, I see.
Yes,
It was
you painted
The
a
little
picture.
ISIS analogy. Yes, I completely understand. What do you?
what I
think
saw in the blizzard area was one really, really big ice.
Not like little ices.
No,
Not little
like
ISIS.
Okay.
not little
Would you-
ices.
Would
in
you
my
describe
cup.
this ice as a berg? Like an
Like
iceberg?
Like an iceberg.
like a cheeseburger bird?
No.
No.
Just so like giant masses of ice that are usually in the water are usually called icebergs.
Then I mean this was on land, but maybe.
Is it like a sheet of ice?
No, it was like like in the
Like an
cup, you have a big
unsculpted
ice.
chunk of ice that would eventually become a sculpture.
Okay. No, I think I get it. I wonder if that's the other machines.
Are they kind of this way?
No, I think they were just like hanging out in their areas, wreaking havoc.
That should be fine then.
Ah, well, cool. Then we can continue on with our skyscraper.
Well, it's weird
ascent.
because like our thing was like a robot. That was just
Yeah.
like a big ice.
So while y'all are discussing this, Revert, you get another like hot alert on your phone, and it's a clip from the tournament broadcast room, and it's Chris Christopherson and Jane all talking once more, and they go, breaking news, Halcyon fans. It seems like the edges of the city, the disaster zone, have started to spread past their allotted determination. And it cuts to like a helicopter shot, and it shows like the edge of the house. This model of Halcyon City is kind of floating in the middle of the bay, like with Halcyon City fairly nearby. It's like a couple miles off. But you see like there's like a wide shot, and like it looks like this like Omega hurricane over the top of this skyscraper y'all are standing nearby is getting even larger, and it's starting to encompass the entire span of the city. And the blizzard area, it appears like it's starting to crest out into the water, right? It looks like the water is beginning to freeze out there. The section with the flooding, it's even like deeper, like the floodwaters have gotten even higher. And over in the earthquake zone, like you're starting to see like buildings are like even starting to become even more destroyed. And
Ooh.
and it cuts back to the booth, and they go, man, the folks over at Gamazon really have thrown out all the works this year. And I'm sure this is all definitely according to plan and not going wrong whatsoever. And Jane goes, yes, that's right, Chris, totally above board and totally expected and planned. And then they both just smile and give a thumbs up to the camera.
Yeah,
Is
that
there
was
like a way to
not encouraging.
do like an assess the situation or like an insight, like to see if they're just BSing or anything like
I mean,
that?
I think it's very clear that they're BSing.
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna make you roll for that one.
It's very obvious.
Okay, I think we got to deal with that skyscraper. We got to figure out how to get up there.
Whoa.
So we have ruled out bring the up down to us, right?
Oh, we could bring the up down to us.
As much fun as it will be for me to destroy more Gamazon property, we don't know what's in the skyscraper, and it almost seems like this might be the cause of everything else. So maybe if we can shut down whatever's happening in the skyscraper, it'll stop the other machines from freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
good call.
I'm on that page too. Let's do it.
All right.
So, okay. I am worried about this tunnel.
I mean, I am too.
We're gonna have to worry about the secret tunnel later.
Okay.
What if we-
Secret, secret.
Wait, so is there an entrance within the secret tunnel?
That's what I'm
so
wondering.
this kind of paneling has opened, and you do see it kind of leads into like a darkened tunnel. You don't see the end of it. It kind of leads down into like a seemingly like almost like a driveway, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
So with it being completely darkened, would I be able to just quickly portal to the other side of it, where there might be another light source, to see if I can quickly check it out, and then come back and tell the group?
Yeah, I would say that like bamfing down there, you find that that it goes a little ways into into like an underground complex before it ends up like terminating in like what can only be described as a drive bay, and uh of which like you find Earthbreaker kind of there and unmoving, seemingly turned off and unactivated. Nearby that you find a stairwell leading up.
Now, this tunnel, is it going towards the center of this skyscraper then, or
Yes,
is it? Okay,
it goes under the skyscraper. That's right. You're
okay,
correct.
okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll head bamf back and let them know that this is an excellent way to get up to the skyscraper.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Boom.
fair enough.
All right.
We go down the hallway.
Yeah, let's move out, team.
There's a really awesome
Awesome.
Peter Jackson moment where it zooms out as much as it can, but it's like a hallway, and we're traveling down the hallway all together.
That's really fucking funny. Yeah, yeah. I'm absolutely like picturing. So it's like that scene in the comic book. Like, so it's like the entire page, right? Is like you guys going down into the basement and then going up the ladder or up the stairwell and up the side of the
Oh,
building. But it's
yeah.
like the page is the layout of the building, right? And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like yeah. And so the next panel up in the next page is you guys busting through the door to the rooftop access, and all stumbling out there. And there you find an individual like facing away from you. They're wearing what can only be described as a bright blue wizard's hat and like wizardly robes. The
Oh,
clothing of which is like has like wind or has weather patterns on it, like lightning bolts and rocks and snowflakes, and you see them like you hear like the metal typing as they're like typing into a computer, like a large display which has like it's got like all kinds of like wires going here and fro very erratically, and it seems to be plugged into like a large satellite dish that is also on the rooftop and that is also spinning, just like how satellite dishes do, they spin like that.
yes. Yes.
Yes.
See, what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys?
Computer wizard?
What did you tell us?
Bad guy, top of skyscraper, in the rain.
Well, yeah. Good job.
It's just his
Anyway.
clothing doesn't match with the fact that he's using computer. Computer wizard. No, just use magic.
And at your guys' conversation, the individual turns around and you see that they themselves are a robot of the similar style, the ones that you were saving.
Oh my
Now the
God.
computer makes sense.
It's gone rogue.
And they go, "You fools! I am the Weather Witch, and this tournament might have been a game at first, but now it's real life." And like they'll like put their hands together, and there will be like a coalescence of energy, and they will blast out a blast of lightning in your guys' direction. What do y'all do? Does anybody have a reaction to
try-
this?
Yeah. Oh,
I
sorry.
will attempt to defend if possible.
Absolutely. What does that look like?
So I actually have a move for this, as I know what I am. Once per scene, when I defend my team, a teammate, I can shift Savior up and another label down in addition to any other benefits from the move. even on a
Nice.
miss if I do add 1/2 to the pool.
Sweet. Yeah, absolutely. So like what does it look like as you kind of leap forward to defend the group from this lightning blast?
So I kind of imagine myself just kind of thrusting myself out into in front of the teammate and just kind of clapping my hands together as in like a wedge formation. Hopefully, having my shadow um, control make this wedge that parts the this force around the team.
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you summon the shadow energy as like a construct in order to deflect the lightning bolt away from the group. I love it. Go ahead and roll that protect. I believe that is plus savior, and I'll
Well,
feel free
yep.
to shift your
And
labels
then
as well.
yes. So see. I'm thinking so Savior will go up one. And then
Mhm.
I'm thinking Freak will kind of go down because he's kind of hoping that the rest of the team kind of thinks a little bit more of him maybe less freakish. So
Okay.
we're going to go
Yeah.
Freak down. Okay. Here we go. Oh. And then
Nice.
let's see.
Mm,
Okay.
I'm not sure if that rolled correctly because I are you at a
Did it?
-2 for your savior?
No, I'm at a +3 now for Savior.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. My apologies.
Hmm.
Yes, 10 is a full success. So you with the defender comfort on for PC threats. Oh wait, no. So this is an NPC threat. So on a hit, you keep them safe and you choose one. You can either add team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition.
I will actually clear a condition because
Nice.
was afraid. And it
Right.
kind of
Yes.
actually that kind of works with it too. So it's me
Hmm.
conquering this fear as well, and just yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. What was the extra that you got from your move other than the shifting of the labels?
So even on a miss, but let's see,
I believe it's just like one
I
additional
live
to the
down.
team pool, right?
Yep. So yep, one
Cool.
additional team.
Awesome. Excellent. Yeah. So the Weather Witch has summoned this bolt of energy, and with their quick thinking, Ghost Knight jumps in front of the party and summons this block of shadow energy, this wedge that deflects the lightning into two parallel but departing streams. I guess
Amazing.
it would be perpendicular streams, right? As it kind of deflects off of this block of shadow energy, at which point the Weather Witch will cackle and say, it will cackle and say, "Ha! You're strong. I'll give you that. And you took down Earthbreaker, no problem. But you'll have to deal with Hydroflex and Absolute Zero as well." And then she'll like clap her fingers, and at which point, like nothing will immediately happen, and she'll kind of look around and be like, "Oh, right, they need to get here." And then she'll scratch her head a little bit, her robot head. Uh, Anybody else can jump in at this point if they have something like. I'm curious, what's Revert gonna do? What's Revert thinking about doing in this moment?
I'm currently assessing the situation, not like the actual move that I'm doing, but I looking around the room to see if there's like anything I can use to like send back at them, something that maybe they've touched or something they've interacted with in this room that I can just run over to and like fling back at them.
Sure, yeah. You see that there is like a bit of like a workstation not set up directly where the Weather Witch is, but like kind of off to the side. You do find there is like a little bit like a few tools that it looks like they were using to maintain this computer that they've built up here.
Mhm. I'll run over there and just start grabbing them and sending them back in time so they get flung back at the computer.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I would say I'm gonna say that works just fine, and the Weather Witch will scowl at you, and she'll say, How dare you assault my beautiful machine? I built it in my image." And at which point she'll basically like pull out of like one of her robes a what can only be described as a grenade, and she'll throw it at her own feet, which will cause a like wall of ice to pop up directly interposed between her and like the five of y'all and her in the machine. So there's like this wall of ice in between y'all now. And as this is happening, as this wall of ice pops up, and is like kind of she's using it as cover, from the side of the building, a swirling mass of like water kind of has flooded up the side of the building, almost like a flood on the move, and it crashes over the top like a large wave, and begins to fill like this kind of top area, in the center of which of it you can see like this robotic mass, kind of like almost octopus like in its like many tentacles and bivalves and like hydraulics, as it's kind of manipulating this water, and as it's moving to the as it's pulling it up the roof. On the other side of the roof, like, you guys are feeling the shuddering slam of something as it's kind of sliding up at the side, but you haven't seen it just yet. But there is like water everywhere, and it's beginning to, like, it's kind of beginning to accost y'all.
Um, what Sind
Uh,
is going to do actually is, seeing that she has erected just this like giant wall of ice. Uh, her first instinct is just to charge right into it. So I'm going to roll Unleash My Powers along with physics. What physics?
Absolutely, yeah.
And boop, boop. Um,
Nice. Yeah, you bust through no problem. The ice crumples like tinfoil, like toilet paper, as you bust through it to the opposite side. And the weather which cries out in anguish as you do so. I'm gonna say the weather witch at this point, the weather witch, like, she begins to like she tries like, after she had cast this like ice grenade, she was continuing to type, and like, even though you've busted through her barrier, she's continuing to type, and you notice that the satellite is spinning up faster.
She's typing on a computer, right?
yes.
I would like to try to teleport over the computer, pick it up, and teleport it back with me.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and roll to unleash your power, since like I'm not sure if you have the greatest vision on the Weather Witch, and her computer is kind of like rooted to the spot. So go
Got
ahead and
it.
go that. Give me that unleash your powers.
Could I add Game Face? That's one of the special abilities I took. It allows me to add +1 to any rolls, and I just have to mark a condition.
Absolutely. What condition are you marking?
I will tell you in just a second.
Sure.
Oh goodness. I think angry.
Okay. Yeah.
I will mark
I love it.
angry. All right, and so I'll roll. You said unleash your powers.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
So you bamf in, and you grab the computer, and like, it's bolted to like whatever like the satellite dish that she had attached it to. But you're just so amped and angry by this whole situation, by the whole tournament being kind of fucked up and
I studied for
destroyed.
this.
Yeah, that you just beast mode rip it out of the like, out of its sockets, and like, and you teleport away, and I assume you just like chuck it over the edge, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
right over
yeah.
the edge.
And the Weather Witch will scream in frustration as you're doing so. Wedge, what you got the spotlight? What? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I have an idea that I want to try with my moon magic-y stuff. I kind of want to try and pull on the like tides part of moon, and I want to try and push back the water with my moonlight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure, definitely. I would say go ahead and roll to unleash your powers. Did you like
Uh-huh.
attempt to defend against the moon with your light energies?
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Got close on that
Absolutely.
one.
So I'm gonna say, do you want to mark a condition, or do you want to say, or do you want me to say how it's going to be weakened or temporary?
um, I think I am going to um I'm gonna say probably make it temporary
Okay. Yeah.
because it's
So
something that I'm
you
trying kind of for the first time. So
Right. I think that you're like you summon the power of the moon inside you, and you kind of manipulate it, and you're kind of pulling on it in a way that you haven't before, and but you're successful in doing so, and you kind of like feel the embodiment of the moon and its power and its gravity as you unleash your abilities, and you focus on the water specifically, and you do manage to get it kind of to like you feel the gravity of it like pull on it and cause it to slosh like off the side of the building, and you see it kind of like it tumble down through the air, like it's not really able to maintain its shape as it's falling, and it like lands on the ground with a hard splat, and you see the robotic parts of it have just kind of shattered into a billion pieces on the ground from the impact.
Cool.
um That being said, though, as you're doing this, and I assume Wudge is kind of like floating, kind of like a badass in the air, like doing this. From the opposite side, as you're killing off Hydroflex, from the opposite side, the large glacier has somehow managed to pull itself up the side of this skyscraper, and like it like pulls up to the top of the landing of this building, and it lets out what can only be described as a guttural like roar as it does so, and it like you see it like begin to like grow these spiky icicles and fire them at you, Wudge, like a porcupine. Go ahead and roll to take a powerful blow as several of these ice spikes like shoot into you.
Okay. Oh,
That's good.
yeah.
Yes!
That's a good one. Make sure to mark that potential. And yeah, so what does it look like as these ice spines are kind of heading towards Wudge as they're floating in the air?
Um, I think that um, as they're kind of like focusing on pushing the water off the roof, they like right after it hits the ground is kind of when the spikes fire at them, and they just like whip around, whipping the moonlight with them, and it just kind of like makes a little wall for a second, and just like they smash into the wall.
Oh hell yeah, like a gravity wall, right? So
Hmm.
it's all like flowing to the ground. That's badass. Awesome. I love it. Yeah, so I feel like Revert, you see Wudge kind of defend themselves against Absolute Zero, the ice slamming into the ground as this large glacier character figure has come up over the edge. What do you do?
I would like to use my little special ability. I want to charge up, I guess.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
So
believe that's plus conditions.
I think I just roll and then I get to get burn.
Yeah.
So I'll roll this thing and see what happens.
Yeah, roll plus conditions you currently have marked on a hit. Will hold 3 burn.
Okay, and I'd like to spend 2 of that burn immediately to go run up to the side of the building, grab onto just the side of the building, and just revert all like the kind of scaffolding and things that the ice thing is like kind of like holding on to. Like basically, the side of the building, just kind of revert it back to its original state, so it has nothing to
Nice.
hold on to, and it just falls down.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not even gonna say you need to roll for that because you're using one of your burns. I'm gonna say you managed to do it, and you kind of decentralize that section of the building from time as and like the places where it was holding on crumble into like basically like the components of sand and cement, like sand and mud, as it kind of just falls, and the gravity takes it and it flummoxes backwards off of the building. I would say that on a 7 to 9 mark a condition. So what
Yeah.
condition do you want?
I marked angry because I was very angry.
That makes sense. All right, awesome. And then at this point, I think we cut back to Send, who is like face to face with the Weather Witch, and the Weather Witch screams as the Jade Zephyr yeets their computer off of the edge, and they go, "You fool! I am a computer. I only needed that for the final part." And the Weather Witch is going to jam their hand into like the central computing area of the satellite, and their body is going to become like electrified as they're like seemingly passing some data to the satellite, and as this is happening they go, Gamazon will know my vengeance. They will pay for what they did. What do you do, Send?
That last little bit just kind of like catches Send off guard for a moment. But she snaps back to the moment and rushes over to the wizard and grabs with her left hand grabs the arm that's jammed into the computing terminal, and then with her right hand grabs the face of the weather witch, and she's going to attempt to yank that arm out of the data terminal and also like basically just crush the weather witch's face at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to say that you have no problem doing this. You're incredibly strong. However, the Weather Witch is currently electrified. So as you grab her, you get shocked. Take a powerful blow, but you're going to be able to do that basically no problem, I feel like.
Yeah. All right. Whew.
Had to happen eventually.
Oh yeah.
So on a 10 plus, choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or choose two options from 7 to 9. But I feel like you lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way makes sense in this context, because I think you just smash the shit out of the Weather Witch.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Okay, yeah, and you just like, you're so enraged by this Weather Witch, and also possibly the concept of moral grayety as you're fighting this, that you just get so angry at this, and you just basically turn the Weather Witch into scrap metal, and like the thing, like the screen on it is smashed into a million pieces on the Weather Witch's face, and the satellite slowly begins to spin down and come to a stop, and the strange weather phenomenon slowly peters off as well, and the sun comes out, and it's very lovely. And Revert, you get a notification on your phone that goes, and it's Chris Christopherson and Jay and Janel, and they're going, "Oh well, that's gonna be a wrap for the show tonight, folks. It looks like what was it? Temporary Misfits Avengers with 5 Z's is the victors of this tournament. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of sponsored deals. I'm sure they're going to be a lot of high potential from several up and coming large scale superheroes. You know what I'm talking about. Omega Man. Wow, what a guy that Omega Man is. But yeah, this has been Chris Christopherson and Jane Janel of Box News. Thank you, Gamazon, for hosting the tournament.
That's good.
Have a great night, everyone, and so long. And then it cuts out. And yeah, I think that's a wrap for the session, everybody. I think y'all did fantastic.
All right.
Yay!
Whoa.
You won the tournament.
Great job, everybody.
Flawless victory.
Well
Agreed.
done.
Share a
Well
triumphant
done.
celebration with someone. Yeah.
And then y'all head to get face pizza.
Yeah.
Face
as a little treat.
Yeah, face pizza.
I will never understand the appeal of this, but I'll eat it.
Neither will CC. CC's like, I don't
I
but
don't get
okay,
it.
fine. I will eat all of your faces. Order 2 of every face. Thank you.
It's just like the end of Avengers when they're eating shawarma and y'all just eating face pizza.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think the only other thing I would want to see is, while we were still on the roof, I would want to gather up some of the remains of the Weather Witch and hand it to Send and give them the honor of yeeting that robot off the roof.
Nice.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a very sentimental shot of,
Oh yes, we're all like arm in arm.
with the sun shining and it like kind of setting in the background with the yeeting happening. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
toss it over the edge of the skyscraper. Good fucking riddance.
Oh yeah.
All righty, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. We're gonna go around and talk about ourselves one last time, and then we're gonna end it there. But I'm Timbo the Wizard. I stream on Twitch.tv/Timbo the Wizard Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. And I do all kinds of stuff, and I also stream with the night sometimes, like we're doing right now. Hey, everybody!
Hey.
Thank you so much for coming. I very much, and thank you to everybody for being such a lovely cast. Y'all were fantastic and made it very easy for me, which I appreciate. Let's go ahead and start with, let's go in the same order as we did at the start. DominoRBG.
Hey guys, so I'm DominoRBG. I almost forgot my own name. I'm so excited right now. You can catch me streaming at twitch.tv/DominoRBG. I am currently not yet, but I will be streaming soon. Um, and I will also be on another one shot with Knights of the Bantam. Oh,
Yeah, I'm Sean. I do not personally do streaming on Twitch, but I do streams with a group called Project Adventure. We used to just do streams for children, family-friendly content, and now we've kind of verged away from that. So go ahead and give us a follow there. And I also do one-shots with Knights of the Bantam sometimes.
Hi, my name is Wherewolfbf. I have my own streaming channel here on Twitch, and I also do a bunch of stuff with Knights of the Bantam. And like next Friday, June 18th, we're going to be doing a one-shot here on the channel in the new game system, Babes in the Wood. We will be playing a game or a little one-shot that I'm calling Summerween, inspired by Gravity Falls. The name that is inspired by Gravity Falls. It's more of a Over the Garden Wall type game, but
I love that.
yeah, I'm
So
super
excited for
excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a cool little cast who's going to be doing that with me next weekend. So Friday, tune in. And yeah, thank you for being awesome and come and hang out with us.
Hi, y'all. I'm the world's cutest gamer. I also stream on Twitch. I stream Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday from 8 p.m. EST to about 12 p.m. EST. I stream a lot of indie games. I stream a lot of mystery games, kind of sometimes both at the same time. So if you like that, come check me out. I really appreciate it.
Hey guys, Tech Ranger 7's here. Actually, rather new to streamings. Touching my foot in the water, if you, I guess you could say. So yeah, I don't really have much that I'm doing right now. I have considered doing a couple of the miniature painting with some of the crew here at Knights of the Bantam. So maybe we'll have to get into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for coming and being a part of this. I super appreciate all y'all. I hope you had as much fun watching us as we did playing, and keep imagining things out there. We'll talk to y'all later. So long, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
good night.